Anxiety, it's a word that carries a heavy weight, often misunderstood and underestimated. It's more than just butterflies in your stomach. It's a gnawing feeling that can make your insides churn, leaving you feeling nauseous and unsettled. It's a force, a grip that tightens around your chest, steals your breath, and whispers doubts into your ear. It can make your heart race, your palms sweat, and your mind spiral into a whirlwind of worry. It's the feeling of being on edge, a constant state of unease that can permeate every aspect of your life. It's the tension in your muscles, the restlessness in your mind, and the fear that something terrible is just around the corner. We often hear about anxiety in hushed tones, shrouded in stigma and misunderstanding. People may dismiss it as mere overthinking or a lack of willpower, but it's so much more than that. But it's time to shine a light on this common human experience and understand its true nature. Anxiety is a complex interplay of emotions, thoughts, and physical sensations that can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, or background. This isn't just about feeling a little nervous before a big presentation. It's about the paralyzing fear that can make even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable. This is about the deep-seated fear, the relentless worry, and the physical sensations that can leave you feeling completely overwhelmed. It's the sleepless nights, the racing thoughts, and the constant battle to find peace. We're going to delve into the science behind anxiety, exploring how it manifests in both the body and mind. We'll look at the brain's role, the chemical imbalances, and the physiological responses that contribute to this condition. We'll debunk common myths and misconceptions that often prevent people from seeking help. Anxiety is not a sign of weakness, nor is it something you can simply snap out of. Most importantly, we'll equip you with practical tools and strategies to manage anxiety and reclaim your life. From mindfulness techniques to cognitive behavioral strategies, there are many ways to cope and thrive. This is about understanding that you are not alone, that anxiety is not a sign of weakness, and that there is hope for a brighter, more peaceful future. Support from friends, family, and professionals can make a significant difference. So let's dive in and uncover the truth about what anxiety really feels like. Let's explore the depths of this condition and emerge with a better understanding and a renewed sense of hope. This is a journey of self-discovery, of understanding the intricate ways anxiety weaves itself into our lives. It's about finding the balance between acknowledging your feelings and not letting them control you. It's about recognizing the signs, understanding the triggers, and learning to navigate the challenges it presents. By identifying what sets off your anxiety, you can develop strategies to manage it more effectively. It's about reclaiming your power, your peace, and your life. With the right tools and support, you can overcome anxiety and live a fulfilling, balanced life. Let's embark on this journey together towards a future where anxiety no longer holds you back. Imagine this: you're driving to work, a familiar route you've taken countless times. The road stretches out before you, the same landmarks passing by, the same traffic lights, the same turns. It's a routine, almost automatic. You know this path like the back of your hand. Suddenly your chest tightens, your heart races. You feel lightheaded, dizzy, like the world is tilting. It's as if a heavy weight has settled on your chest, making it hard to breathe. Your vision blurs and you feel a wave of nausea. Panic sets in and you grip the steering wheel tighter, trying to steady yourself. You pull over, struggling to catch your breath. Convinced you're having a heart attack, your mind races with thoughts of what could be wrong. You fumble for your phone, debating whether to call for help. The fear is paralyzing, and you feel trapped in your own body. But at the hospital, the doctors find nothing physically wrong. They run tests, check your vitals, and everything comes back normal. They tell you it's just anxiety, but it doesn't feel like just anything. It feels like your world is falling apart. Welcome to the world of anxiety, where the threat feels real even when it's not. It's a world where your mind plays tricks on you, convincing you that danger is lurking around every corner. It's a constant battle between rational thought and irrational fear. This was me, years ago, grappling with the invisible monster of anxiety. I remember the sleepless nights, the endless worry, and the feeling of being on edge all the time. It was like living in a constant state of alert, always waiting for the next crisis to hit. I remember the crippling fear, the sense of impending doom that washed over me without warning. It was like a dark cloud that followed me everywhere, casting a shadow over every aspect of my life. I felt like I was drowning, unable to catch my breath. It was isolating, terrifying, and I felt utterly alone. I withdrew from friends and family, too ashamed to admit what I was going through. I felt like no one could understand the depth of my fear, and I didn't want to burden anyone with my problems. But through my own journey and working with countless individuals facing similar struggles, I've learned that anxiety is far more common than we realize. It's a silent epidemic affecting millions of people around the world. It's a shared experience, even if it feels deeply personal. It hides in plain sight, masked by different names and symptoms. Some call it stress, others call it worry, but at its core, it's the same debilitating fear. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of losing control, the fear of not being enough. It's the sleepless nights, the constant worry, the inability to focus. It's the racing thoughts that keep you up at night, the endless what-ifs that play on a loop in your mind. It's the feeling of being stuck in a never-ending cycle of fear and doubt. It's the digestive issues, the muscle tension, the irritability that seems to have no source. It's the physical manifestations of anxiety that make it feel so real. Your body reacts as if you're in danger, even when you're not. Anxiety is a master of disguise, but beneath its many faces lies a common thread, the feeling of being overwhelmed by fear and uncertainty. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of what might happen, the fear of not being able to cope. It's time to peel back the layers, to understand the intricate ways anxiety manifests in our lives. It's time to recognize that anxiety is not a sign of weakness, but a sign that something in our lives needs attention. It's a call to action, a signal that we need to take care of ourselves. It's time to stop blaming ourselves, to stop feeling ashamed, and to start seeking the support and understanding we deserve. We need to reach out, to connect with others who understand, and to find healthy ways to cope. Together, we can break the silence and bring anxiety out of the shadows. Deep within our brains lies the amygdala, a tiny almond-shaped structure responsible for our survival instincts. This small but mighty part of our brain has been our guardian for millennia, ensuring that we react swiftly to threats and dangers. It's the part of us that triggers the fight, flight, or freeze response when we sense danger. This response is automatic, a split-second decision made without our conscious input, designed to keep us safe from harm. Now imagine this ancient mechanism, honed for a world of saber-toothed tigers, misfiring in the face of a looming deadline or a social gathering. In today's world, the threats we face are rarely life-threatening, yet our amygdala doesn't know the difference. That's anxiety at its core, a primal response to perceived threats, even when those threats are more imagined than real. Our minds can conjure up scenarios that trigger this response, making us feel as though we're in imminent danger. When we experience anxiety, our bodies flood with adrenaline and cortisol, hormones designed to prepare us for action. These hormones are incredibly powerful, capable of giving us the energy and focus needed to escape a predator or fight off an attacker. Our heart rate increases, our breathing becomes shallow, and our muscles tense up, ready to fight or flee. These physical changes are meant to give us the best chance of survival in a dangerous situation. But in our modern world, these physical reactions often feel out of place, even embarrassing. We might be sitting in a meeting or standing in line at the grocery store, and suddenly, our body is acting as though we're under attack. We might feel a rush of panic in a crowded room, experience dizziness during a presentation, or break out in a cold sweat before a difficult conversation. These reactions can be overwhelming and make us feel out of control. These physical sensations are not signs of weakness. They are not indicators that we are flawed or incapable. Instead, they are evidence of our body's incredible ability to protect us. They are simply our body's way of trying to protect us, even if the danger isn't always clear or present. Our bodies are doing their best to keep us safe, even if their methods are sometimes misguided. Understanding the science behind anxiety helps us to detach from the shame and self-judgment that often accompany these experiences. Knowledge is power, and knowing why our bodies react the way they do can be incredibly liberating. It allows us to view our reactions with compassion and recognize that we are not broken, just wired for survival in a world very different from the one we inhabit. This perspective can help us to be kinder to ourselves and more patient with our bodies. Knowing that our bodies are simply trying to keep us safe, even when they misinterpret the situation, is the first step towards reclaiming control. We can start to see our anxiety not as an enemy, but as a misguided friend trying to help. It's about understanding that these reactions are normal, even if they feel uncomfortable. We can learn techniques to manage our anxiety, such as mindfulness, deep breathing, and journaling, which can help us to stay grounded and calm. And it's about learning to manage these physical sensations so they don't dictate our lives. Seeking support from a therapist or counselor can also be incredibly beneficial, providing us with tools and strategies to cope with anxiety in a healthy way. Engaging in activities that bring us joy and connecting with loved ones can also help to reduce anxiety. By focusing on positive experiences and building a strong support network, we can create a buffer against the stresses of modern life. Remember, anxiety is a natural part of being human. It's a sign that our bodies are working to protect us. With understanding, compassion, and the right tools, we can learn to navigate our anxiety and live fulfilling, balanced lives.